Hi guys, as promised, I am doing a little review on the new Abby Jimenez book, Say You'll Remember Me. This was actually my book club's pick for April. We just met a couple days ago to talk about the book and we all absolutely loved it. And I wanted to make a video because if you have never read an Abby Jimenez book, I think this is a great one to start with. So this follows our two main characters, Xavier and Samantha. Xavier is a vet and he is having kind of a bad day, and Samantha comes in with this kitten that she's found, and he's kind of rude to her. He kind of dismisses her, tells her that it has this really bad defect and that to fix it is going to take a lot of money to do the surgery. She's like, well, don't you think I can raise the money? And he's like, no, I don't think there's enough good and humanity out there. And so she's like, well, I'm gonna prove you wrong. So she does it. She raises the money through a GoFundMe and gets the cat its surgery, and it survives, and it's very, very cute. And Xavier actually ends up donating to the GoFundMe, and he just says, you were right. She brings the kitten back in after the surgery to get a little checkup done, and she needs Xavier to give the kitten a clean bill of health so that she can travel with it. And Xavier basically apologizes for acting so rude when they first met and asks her out on a date. She says, yes, but you know, I'm leaving tomorrow, so you have to take me out tonight. And he's like, yep, done, let's do this. We go through their first date together, and it's this amazing date. They end up spending 12 hours together, and you can feel their connection. At first I was worried that it was going to be a little insta-lovey, but it actually wasn't. We see their date progress over this extended period of time because their date lasts for 12 hours, and how it's just like the most amazing date. But Samantha tells Xavier that she's leaving the next day. She's dealing with a lot in her personal life, and she tells Xavier, like, this was the most amazing date I've ever been on, but you need to forget about me and we need to go our separate ways. But they both realize that this date was just too good and their connection is too real to forget about each other. But there still comes with a lot of challenges for them to be in a relationship. So a big part of this book is that Samantha's mom is dealing with really bad dementia. She has progressed pretty severely to the point where she doesn't really know her own kids, and her family is really trying to band together to take care of her because her one last wish before she kind of lost a lot of her memories so that she wouldn't be put in a home. Her family is really trying to rally to all take care of her. Samantha, her two siblings, her dad, and her grandmother, who is her mom's mom. And so Samantha's just dealing with a lot in that part of her life. She realizes that she wants to be with Xavier, but she doesn't know how to make it happen. And I feel like that's all I should say. I feel like going on from here we might get into a little bit of spoilers, so I don't want to say anything else because I went into this book not knowing anything, and I think it made each revelation in the book that much bigger. The reason why I loved this book so much was that it was so realistic and such an emotional love story. As much as I love my billionaire romances and my professional sports player romances, there was also something so encouraging about this story because Samantha and Xavier deal with financial issues and family issues and things that a lot of people deal with in life, but they still manage to find love through it all. And it was one of my favorite Abby Jimenez books. I fully believe that she is getting better and better with each book that she writes. I've talked about this a couple times, but I read the I read the Part of Your World trilogy, which is Part of Your World, Yours Truly, and Just for the Summer, and didn't love the first two, but Just for Your Summer was one of my favorite romances that I read last year. This one is really similar to Just for the Summer, just in terms of it being like a great connection and really emotional, and you really grow to love the characters and understand them and empathize with them. And that's another reason why I think this is a great one to start with if you've never read an Abby Jimenez book before. Just makes you feel very hopeful and very optimistic about finding true love throughout everything that life can throw at you. And it was a very wholesome book. It was a very heartfelt book. It will absolutely break your heart, but then it'll mend it by the end. You can go into this one without having read any of her other books. This is the start of a new trilogy, so there's no backstory from other characters in past books. So I would read this one first, and then I would read the Just for Your Summer trilogy. I haven't actually read her other one, I think it's the Happily Ever playlist. That's the first one in the other trilogy. That was her very first set of books that she wrote. But I would read the Part of Your World trilogy just so you can read Just for the Summer. And I think you get more out of it if you read the first two, even though I didn't particularly love the first two. There still are people that did. So yes, this was just a very realistic but very encouraging love story, and as fun as the billionaire romances are, sometimes we need a little dose of reality, and or at least I do in my romance books, and this one definitely gave it to me. And the best thing about this book was that it was still a grand epic love story and gave you all the emotional things that you want to feel from a romance book while still being very rooted in reality. And I just loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I read this book in 6 hours. I've read entire books in one day before, but I've never read a book this quickly. I was at the bookstore and we were pretty slow that day, and I felt like I was cross-eyed after I was finished because I read it so fast. I gave it 5 stars, and most of the girls in the book club, I think actually everyone in the book club enjoyed it too. I think me and maybe 2 other girls gave it full 5 stars, but I think everyone else gave it 4 stars. So it was a great book. We had a great discussion on book club about it. There are things that happen that are not controversial, but they made for a really good discussion for a book club. So if you all have your own book club and need a new pick, I would suggest this one. It's also just the perfect summer cover. Oh, I love this cover so much. It's so bright and fun. If you're going on vacation soon, I think this would be a great one to bring because it is so fast paced. You could get it done in a day or 2. So yeah, that was So You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. Please go out and read this book. I cannot recommend it enough. If you all have already read this or you do end up reading this, leave me a comment down below telling me what you thought, if you enjoyed it yourself. Let me know if you all are liking these little one-off book reviews. I think they're really fun. I will definitely do a mid-year wrap-up in June, which is crazy that that's next month, but I will definitely do a mid-year wrap-up so that we can talk about all the books that I've read for the first half of the year. But I really do like doing these little one-off reviews. I think they're an easy way to get my thoughts across about a book, and so let me know what you all thought. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you read this book, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!